Okay, so one of them's gonna come, and you're gonna want to
Is he,
eventually knock him
though?
out. It could come towards you. I didn't mean in here. I mean, they're gone now. Just don't run. Use your walking key.
So this was at least I definitely heard before, and Wikipedia uses this language. The first stealth game to use light as a mechanic.
I want to say that that is true, but this also came out in the same year as MGS, which was not light-based. And then there was the other one that everyone loves, the one that's on the rooftops. What 1998 stealth game was that? Let me look.
Right.
Tenchu.
But like
Tenchu.
the way this game used stealth was very immersive. Like other games tended to have it be like very much a factor of like kind of it's almost like a movement puzzle more than it is anything. It's like trying to like move precisely and quickly. This game is very much about like putting you in the shoes of someone who is lurking in the shadows and like holding their breath, watching, waiting, seizing their opportunity. It's to give you a place to hide in the dark.
Also remember that you do have water arrows you could use to take out some of those lights if they're causing you problems, but I wouldn't waste them because you only have but so many. But that's to Rutsgrun's point. That's why this game does get sort of grandfathered into the immersive sim, because it embodies so many of those ideals, even if it's not what we would traditionally now think of as an immersive sim. Like, I think you're right in that a lot of stealth games treat movement simply as a 2D puzzle, or 2D puzzle, a movement puzzle. I mean, MGS definitely was that, right? You spent most of the time in MGS looking at the mini-map to see view cones, vision cones, whereas this game is all about, you know, walking softly on the quietest surfaces you can find, staying in the shadows.
And sound is just so crucial in this game. It really does stand out from most other games of this era, if not really every other game before this, in how much time you spend listening for, like, gentle, normal-sounding cues of just, like, people moving around you. And just, like, footsteps, you know, things flickering.
So how much should I be considering knocking people out?
It's
this would be a great time to knock him. Yeah, you don't get penalized, and I don't think any way other than on the hardest difficulty. And even then, I think it's more killing than knocking out. But
yeah, sometimes they actually make you knock them out.
It's if they are unaware. If they are unaware, it's one hit to the back of the head.
Can I drag them?
If it's not only
yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
if it's not
okay, so we got like Hitman mechanics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you alert them, not only does it take much more than one hit, but it also kills them, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, this is realistic. What's bounced light?
This well, first of all, the high contrast light was necessary for the systems to work, I think, but also they wanted to demonstrate that there are some lights that you can't extinguish. Like this light, digital lights will not be extinguished by not digital, electric lights can't be. Oh, you're actually going to do it?
Well, I figure I might need this.
Drink a health potion.
Well, oh shit, that's what I was doing.
Yes.
Yeah, you were drinking health potions.
Well, it's not. This is not working, and also that
Chris was just explaining why this wasn't working, Josh.
Well, it also didn't work when I shot it, so...
No, I was saying that was a digital light. Right, those torches you can extinguish.
Oh, I see.
Right, but, so yeah, the good rule of thumb is if they're enclosed, it's an electric light, you can't douse it with water. If it's a torch, you can.
Also, if it's pagan magic light, you usually can't.
Okay, so
this is back in the basement.
Yeah. Guess there wasn't really much point of me taking that guy out, but oh well, whatever.
No point in not taking him out if you think about it.
I have a shovel.
Besides, I think that there's an excellent point in, like, figuring out how to knock someone out before you have to do it for real in, like, a high-pressure situation.
That's just how Rutskarn approaches day-to-day life.
Yeah. I know how to do a lot of things just in case because I practiced. Drive a tank, be buried
I like
alive.
how we're gonna totally throw that shovel and get the guard over here.
Will that knock him out?
No.
No, it will not.
It will not knock him out. It will piss him off.
I think you're standing on some moss, so dropping it there might not be a bad thing. Except now you just walked on metal.
Yeah, Josh, if you were working in an average day and you went over to get some coffee and somebody threw a shovel at your back, would it knock you out or would it arouse your attention?
Intruder!
Help! Uh-oh.
Help!
Do you think you would be more alert after being hit with the shovel or less?
You might want to switch to your sword.
Yeah, you done fucked up. Again, that caution's not gonna knock him out. It's just gonna piss him off and eventually kill him.
Wait! Wait for me! Where are you going?
He's going to get friends.
Yeah, you may want to hide instead of really committing to killing him and all of his friends.
Well, he's showing me where the rest of the guards will be concentrated.
Yes, and you're running straight towards it.
Alright, well...
He's
think
got
there
the
are more
Han
guards
Solo
now.
approach to stealing things.
I think at some point you need to consider, killing this guard to be a secondary goal as a burglar. Maybe if you have time, after finding the thing you wanted to steal, and also the other things you wanted to steal, and taking them home, and selling them,
Flash
and
bomb.
retiring, and dying rich and unloved in your tiny, tiny Garrett.
So
I
did
feel
that
like-
food do anything for me?
Food does slow heal over time, I believe.
Ah.
Okay,
crazy.
so, where are we now here?
Well, they're not coming back.
Yeah?
Well, we are in Lord Bafford's manor looking for the scepter that Constantine hired us to go find.
Wait, did Constantine hire us
The
already?
Constantine?
Yes, this is not the historical Constantine, but I believe this is
No, not the Holy Roman
Not which
Emperor.
historical Constantine. There are several.
The
of
other
them.
historical Constantine from 20 years ago?
It's the trickster god. It's an evil person. It doesn't matter.
Are we talking about the
I don't think
Keanu
any-
Reeves Constantine or the Hellblazer
Yeah, that's
Constantine?
the only one I know about. The Keanu Reeves one.
It's actually
Constantine,
that's not even
the
the best version of
first
that
or the
Constantine.
second, or the third,
On
or
film?
the fourth, or the fifth, or the sixth, or the seventh, or
Okay, there's a lot of
the eighth, or the
Constantines. I get it.
ninth, or the 10th,
Look.
or the 11th. Was there 11 or was
Yes,
it 10?
yes, we
I
get
don't
it,
remember.
Josh. There was a constant Constantine supply.
Yes.
But no, I thought this was the job you get hired to do for him, because the second one is you get hired to, the tutorial mission is, oh god, you're gonna wake him up.
Let's take a nap. I'll not really think much about it if we just, he wakes up and we're sleeping in a bed next to him. He's probably supposed to be here.
It says a lot for how immersive this game is, really. You kind of walk in, you're like, hey, let's take a nap. You ever just, stand there with your bro, just humming to yourself in a silent room, both of you clothed, just thinking about the possibilities?
So
Isn't that
Constantine
basically
hires
what we
you
do on
to
the show?
Constantine hires you to steal the sword, which is his sword, and he reveals to you about that after you steal it. Who are you stealing the staff for?
For
I'll look at it.
myself. He literally said,
Also
liberate it,
Constantine.
redistribute it to you.
Yeah, because at some point
Also Constantine.
you steal from a guy named Ramirez as revenge. Oh fuck! I'm not just gonna try to do an oral history of
Oh,
the thief
crap.
storyline.
Nope. He doesn't seem to mind.
Like every thief, like every stealth game, it's very selective about what alerts NPCs.
Oh, Cuddy, you're stealing it
Since
for
he's
Cuddy.
here,
Okay.
let's... Take a look
Cuddy
around
is
the
your
rest of this
thief.
place.
Sorry, is your like fence throughout the series. Okay, so again, I'm a little bit sad like that we don't get any cutscenes because I quite enjoy them in these games.
Oh shit.
You have a lot of personality. What's oh shit?
What?
The second level is Crag's Cleft because we go to sell the staff and we have to break Cuddy out of prison. I don't like Crag's Cleft prison because it's. I don't like the beginning of that level.
I agree. We'll probably skip that one. But your character has a lot of personality, and it's very well delivered by, I think, Steve Blum. I'm going to look that up real quick.
No, it's Steve Russell.
No. Steve Russell, thank you. Of course, Steve Russell.
Yeah.
You're like, kind of... Garrett's very enjoyable because he's self-interested without being, like, overly edgy. Like, he never comes off as, like, you know, oh, you know, I'm just trying to be a badass, at least, you know, not in these games.
You know what he is? He's like 90s cool. He's like
Yeah.
Trent from Daria. Like, he's disaffected, but not like in a gothic, brooding, I'm so evil way, but just in a, this generally bores me and I really would rather be out making a profit right now. That kind of, like, vaguely disaffected stoicism.
Wait, so the tutorial voice guy is the main character's voice?
No, the tutorial voice guy is a keeper who I guess Garrett inherited his stoicism from, but the keepers all speak in hushed monotones, but theirs is really more of an asthma monotone, where they talk like this and it's all whispery. We know the future, for we write it, for we are the keepers. Very stupid crap like that.
Like, here's the structure of this game in the next one. Garrett is a common burglar who gets wrapped up in, like, very petty, very mundane, like, normie crime syndicate problems, right? Where he's like, you know, oh, you know, I owe protection to this guy. Oh, there's a soft target here. Here's a nobleman I can rob. I owe a favor to that guy. And it's like, you know, all very, like, mundane, like, low to the ground thief stuff. And then at some point, he sort of gets unwillingly drafted into this errand of world-shattering complexity. But it never really changes him. I mean, it, you know, at least, like, not as a personality. He's always kind of just like, when can we get this over with so I can go back to, like, making rent?
There's also a little bit of Rick from Casablanca in him, especially in Thief 2. Once Victoria becomes more explicitly a femme fatale that is sort of half helping but also half hurting him.
I thought you were going to say he's like Ricky from Trailer Park Boys. I'm going to pay you
What
$100
sounds like you're
to fuck
saying
off.
is that Garrett is like Geralt.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. I think I like Garrett like a little bit better than Geralt.
I'm surprised that the Thief series hasn't taken advantage of the ASMR trend, because they could just do, like, essentially a whole audio game where you just have the keepers whispering you. Yeah,
No.
whispering to you, and
No,
you gotta
that's
figure out where
terrifying.
you're going by sound, and, like, it's just this really, like,
I
yeah, it's like this really
I have
experimental audio sensory experience.
I've played audio-only games. They are weird and difficult.
This game's already weird and difficult, so whatever.
Josh just killed a man.
Josh will die
Maybe
himself
we'll
many
find out.
times over.
There's blood everywhere, several guards are dead, and the only thing stolen is that damn scepter.
Once you clear the area out, you'll be fine. Can you just
What's that-
clear
what's that
the
lever do?
area out?
Oh wait, that's an
Like
alarm.
the whole
Don't pull.
game?
That door. Oh, it's
Can you
not.
just kill everybody, or is that not possible?
You totally can kill
Oh, sure,
everybody
it's
if
possible.
you want to.
Oh shit, are we outside?
Yeah, be careful here. There's lots of guards. You might actually want to go back inside. This is a good escape route, but not
No,
a good...
we're outside of the... Is this inside the mansion? Like, is this part of the mansion land? I guess maybe it is.
Oh, are you writing those things as you go? Or they just show up there, like, right away?
Okay, I know
I
where we are.
believe you write them as you go. I cannot remember.
Did it give any indication of like where the scepter might be? Because the
It's
instructions
inside.
were not
I can tell you that
particularly
much.
Specific. Oh, thanks, Chris. So you're saying they store the scepter inside the mansion?
What?
Well, since
Hold
you're
on.
outside the mansion, that seems like a reasonable.
There's a scepter room, and it's upstairs on the second floor, and it's in a room with that carpeting crap on it. I remember this pretty well.
Oh yeah, that was also a big deal. Different floors make different sounds.
Check the map once you're done stealing.
Oh, hello. This is new. Yeah, we're up in these.
I also
Yeah,
I like how this game sort of makes you organically look around for trinkets to steal, and then the value of that is that you have more money to spend on like items for later maps.
Are you? Yeah, you're on. I think the right floor for this. Check your map. Does it say throne room ?
Yeah.
That's going to be where you want to head. To the east.
So I think.
If you were a
So
developer
we'll go the
in
other way.
1998 and you needed to get like, well, not a high resolution, but
check
like a
this
decent
area
quality like JPEG of a painting to use, where would you go to get it? And how would you like, how would that production look like?
Screen cap and Carta.
Yeah, that's probably, yeah, that seriously does sound like a likely source.
Or you just take a picture of a painting?
Yeah, but like with what? Like, do you have a good digital camera? Like, do you take a Polaroid and then scan it in somehow?
Yeah. I think
Like,
you
what's
could
the least-
scan photos back then, right?
Can I throw gold?
Yeah.
No, but you can throw your flashbangs. I mean, don't do it now. So we're already kind of a lost, and this level is very simple. There's the
Oh,
sewers
no, I know where I'm
underground. No, I know. I'm just saying,
We're
like,
in the front right now.
this is one of the
very much
simplest
is a
levels.
tutorial.
Right. The levels get much more maze-like and
Mess with that
complicated.
guy.
Yeah.
If you're gonna walk on the stone, be sure to walk expressly, because like.
It's quite loud.
And also, if you crouch while walking, it's even quieter.
Well,
I spent the whole game
binding for
hunched
crouch
over.
didn't-
My Garrett got scoliosis because I played the whole game scrunched over, walking at 2 miles an hour.
Yep. And then occasionally you just have
Hey, what's
to
up?
whack someone really hard right on the asshole.
No, I'm paranoid about that. I stand up. That's the thing. I wait until they're walking, and then I stand up seconds before and whack them in the head, which is great if they don't turn around. If they are turning when you do that, they will notice you.
You can correct me if I'm wrong, anyone, but I think in Deus Ex, you actually need to hit them, like, on the seam between the torso and the ass. Like, you need to hit them right at the base of the spine with non-lethal weapons to, like, kill them, or knock them out instantly.
See, I've never actually done a knockout run of, like, all my non-lethal Deus Ex runs have been trank-based. I don't do the stealth mechanics in the Deus Ex because it's terrible.
Oh yeah, no, I don't either.
But I've played that game like 6 times with knockouts. I've only played it once without using knockout weapons.
Pretty much by the end, I'm always so, like, F this that I end up reverting to just using the Gep gun and a bunch of violent stuff anyway.
I should say that I have not done this since I was like 15, so there you go.
I had to play through it for my Deus Ex video, so I played through it all the way, like, only 2 years ago. The end does not hold up as well as you'd think. Like, the final level's great, but I love this quote, by the way.
For show.
Love it.
Yeah, like that kind of thing is throughout this game. It just drips with Garrett's personality, where he's just like kind of, you know, he's just kind of having a good time, really.
Milordy Bafford. Speaks he sal to Ginny, did you bid?
I hate this.
This is setting up the
Yeah, no,
trickstery, the pagan speak.
Yeah, this Yeah, Josh, this is not like fake Old English. This is a specific dialect which is present in this game, which is fictional.
It's kind of
it's really
not
cool,
really
actually.
a pidgin English, but it's something kind of adjacent to it, where it's sort of the woodsy folk.
Yeah, this is like a completely different culture group. This is like if the Druids kind of stuck around as like as a kind of fringe, but also like combative culture, like a counterculture almost.
I'm not really sure what this is saying.
You probably won't.
He was asked to look into someone named Victoria for Lord Bafford. Bafford was interested in this Victoria because his scepter, among other things. And see, this is more traditional. This is how most people speak.
Right.
Anyway, it's clear Lord Bafford is very interested in the scepter, and he's interested in someone named Victoria in relation to the scepter. But the woodsy person he hired to research Victoria came up with nothing. So she's someone who is hard to find, but she'll find you.
Right. This kind of did the Hitman Blood Money thing, where, well, not quite, but to an extent, where like you kind of need to pay attention to figure out what the whole story is.
I mean, you get the gist. You get who Constantine is and who Victoria is.
Right.
How
Anyway,
much
this is
of
just
like the
describing-
reading,
oh, go
what does reading the stuff like? What do we take from that for gameplay purposes?
Very little. It is very much narrative based and very much, you know what? Occasionally there will be like a thing that says like, you know, oh, the key to the thing is inside the box or whatever. But by and large, it's story stuff, and there's not too much of it. It's not like a Deus Ex or System Shock game with audio logs. It very much is just sort of ornamental flavor text.
Hello, gold.
I just wasn't sure if it was like you had to, if there was clues that we had to pay attention to or whatever.
No, it's not like an AR game buried within the game. It just is straight up. How do you get behind the thing, Josh? Oh God!
Hide behind this tapestry. He doesn't know
Crouch
that I'm in
down.
the
Crouch.
room.
Put your gun away. Put your knife, sword away, and crouch down. Those both help.
Put your gun away.
Seriously, if you put your
Garrett's getting serious. He pulls out a gun.
anyway, no, it's mostly flavor text, right? Rutskarn, would you agree with that? It's not really.
Yeah, I would agree. It's mostly like it gives you the context.
Like the cutscenes are Garrett's story, and the rest of it is flavor text to build out and flesh out the world and why you're in this place. Like, why I'm going after a scepter. Why is this scepter important to the story at all? Uh-oh.
Yeah. And
I
Garrett,
did that.
as a rule, does not care what's going on in this world until it's dropped on his head. And what sort of happens is, if you're paying attention, you can kind of see what's about to drop on Garrett's head. So it's almost like it does that thing games do sometimes where it's almost like you read the story so that you're smarter than your character.
All right, so he's going to come by, and you're going to want to walk very slowly behind him.
Or he'll just stand right there like a moron.
Is he in this stone wall? Is he between these bricks? Is he between those bricks?
I think we died.
We died.
Oh, that was fast.
Well, normally it
cutscene,
plays a cutscene, yeah, but Ah.